That's right. Therapy. Stonebwoy is here. Good morning.
Good morning.
How you doing?
I'm fine, sir.
Good to see you again.
Thank you, sir.
Yes, sir. When did we meet? At Moving Pig?
Yeah.
All right. It was nice seeing you, man. And congratulations.
Thank you very much,
So,
man.
What? You are now a signee onto Def Jam Recordings.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. It's Def Jam Africa. What's the difference? I was trying to read through it. Def Jam Africa, Def Jam, what? Do they have West? Do they have East? Do they have South? Or is Africa in general?
I think it's Africa in general. We have the Def Jam Africa. I think, we do. I don't. There's Def Jam Africa, which oversees all the other things in Africa, the operations of the label in Africa. Mm. Yeah.
But congratulations. So, what called for it? There are a lot of artists in the world, man.
Yeah, true. I think it's just progressive. You know, this is a very big deal, progressive movement. So that's why we've come here. You know, we thank God for making it happen eventually, because this is a thing that we've been working on for a while. So to be able to take the music to, further heights. So that's it. But specifically it's a global deal, which is everything that's going to be happening in Stonebwoy is definitely going to be handled by the teams in separate territories. So the Def Jam team in America will see to the operations in America, the Def Jam team in Germany through Air Force, the other labels, affiliate labels under the Universal Music Group, holdings will see to the operations in individual
territories.
Mm-hmm. And this is a partnership. Berniton Music Group, Def Jam Recordings, Universal Music Africa, Def Jam Africa,
Congratulations, man.
Thank you very much.
I'm so proud of you.
For sure.
When I got there the other day, I was just looking at you quietly. Mm-hmm. I'm like, yo, the hungry kid from a shaman.
All day.
Man.
Still hungry.
Are you still hungry?
You have to be, bro. But I've not eaten this morning yet, so I'm literally hungry.
I served you coffee. I served you coffee when you came.
So I used to the cocoa and
with some mansa.
I swear.
What's your usual breakfast?
I miss breakfast a lot, so I don't really do breakfast. I just drink a cup of water or two, and then I'm on the road.
Really?
So I usually do want to eat after probably 12, maybe later. That's how my system has adapted to. It may not be the best, but it's been years since I've adapted to.
But how do you keep fit though?
Press ups. Yeah, press ups
every day.
Not really every day. Sometimes you miss out, but I try to exercise in between.
I see. Okay, your new song Therapy. I just want to go straight to it because look, I love it.
Martin.
I love it. But this is a different Stonebwoy, and
really?
and yeah. When I was leaving the press conference the other day, I was tapping into the reactions from people that came there, and what a lot of them were saying was that this could be a direction from the new sign. It could be the new signage that, well, they all have their own directions. Probably this is a target for the world stage. Mm-hmm. Is there something like that?
Yeah, indeed. There's an intentional, approach, which would surprise you to be that this is coming strictly from Berniton Music Group, knowing the direction and the height that we want to tailor. So I boldly say that this is not, nobody's being forced to, toe a certain uncomfortable lane, which they don't want to. I have always wanted to grow. I have always wanted to do something to develop my skill, to move into the next phase to be able to appeal to a global audience. So I think the time is just now, which is why a sound like that. But there's everything Stonebwoy in this sound. And this is just one song that is going to lead to the album. And so you guys should just watch out for many more different styles. But there will always be the Stonebwoy factor in whatever I do. It's just that there is an approach to be able to appeal to a larger audience, so therefore you have to tailor it nicely so that, the globe can also feed onto that. Not to necessarily, nothing has changed, honestly speaking. It is just developing, and that's how come you see the difference. But
we've seen Def Jam push artists way up. They're working with world-class super art acts. I mean, you can check their catalog.
Right.
Amazing talents. And you are the latest addition.
Yeah.
I'm very sure they will make major announcements soon. We're just hoping that we'll see more Ghanaian acts. We'll see more acts from our side get there. What's the target for Stonebwoy?
Yeah, the target is growth. Primarily, it's growth. Growth, and nothing else. So, get onto the world stage, get some opportunities, deliver, and continue to hoist the name of Ghana higher and higher, because like you just mentioned, we need more and more and more of us. Like when I congratulated Kiddy, I added that thing, more of us. So you can understand that I'm of that mindset, and it all starts from somewhere. And I think this international approach is not going to be starting with me. If you dig down, you realize that from the days of old even, they've been, internationals, like from the OCP sides, like it's not now. It's just that many of us are not really, we don't know. So this is not going to be the first time, but this is also something that is really huge, that is going to add up to the GH, invasion. And all we can do is to actually push so that when the door widely opens enough for more of us, then it's better for us. So,
actually, there are other artists you look up to, I'm sure they don't even have that opportunity, man. I mean, this is
exactly.
something else.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. This is really huge because definitely, like I said, people will get opportunities, and all we have to do is to be happy for them, because opportunities don't come on silver platter. Like I'm saying, we've been working at this for quite some time now, as far as 5 years, as far as I remember, and here we are today, landed a very superb deal with the family. Like Def Jam America is on, like it's a global deal. Like you can see, like if you follow everything, you realize that all those who are involved to make things turn around are actually working. So this is an opportunity I can't.
Since you're there, I need a little more education.
Yeah.
So are they going to fund recordings, videos, shows? What is it?
Exactly. It entails everything. It entails everything.
So now if you want to shoot a video, what do? Do you have to call Spike Lee or I mean, it depends on who you want to call it. Tell it, Charlie, I want to work with.
Yeah, it gives you global access, to be honest, once it's necessary and needful. Mind you, it's business first and foremost. So every business approach will still be in place. But I have creative control as well. So you'll be amazed to know that the video that was premiered was shot here in Ghana by a Ghanaian. You know what I mean? You see now it's just like really.
The therapy video. Come on, man. Let me get it. Guys, get on YouTube right now.
It's not out yet, but I think it's gonna.
The video is not out.
Yeah, we just had the opportunity to see it that day. So
because that day I went on YouTube, I couldn't find it. I'm like, Charlie, but YouTube, why?
So our people did it, as far as I'm concerned.
Who shot it? Give some props. Give some
props.
Yeah,
absolutely. Come on, man. Joy Williams has been a brother. He shot my Run Go video from time. Joy has been a brother. He tell you, yo, you make me move to Ghana. One young kid who has been doing crazy stuff. He's behind a lot of things that
he's Ghanaian.
He's Ghanaian. He's behind a lot of big videos. Either producing, either part. He's just amazing. Joy Williams is the one who did that video. You know, so we have creative control of still representing and also having access to actually work with people who can, you know, add on to where we want to really go.
Who produced this therapy song?
Super Dupes.
Super Dupes.
Yes, if you know Super Dupes.
Super Dupes, the
original
internet-
Super Dupes for Bruno Mars, Rihanna, everybody, you know, Super Dupes, and then another guy. 3 people actually produced, you know. Daramola is a Nigerian guy who's up there, and there's one Easy. Are you kidding me? He did Coffee Studios. You know, these are my friends and brothers outside there. So we're able to do some magic on this therapy song.
Okay, so 3 producers on one song.
Exactly.
How did they meet in the same studio, or were you not satisfied and that was how it landed on 3 producers? Because we are very accustomed to just one producer. Well, he does his thing, someone else will mix it, someone will go and master, or this one will touch this small, this one will do this. Take me through the process.
Yeah, there's a collaborative effort. Like I've always said, music is actually collaboration anyway. It grows in collaboration more than ill competition. You know what I mean? So, all right. Upon all my travels, there was a studio session set for recording.
Wow.
So Super Dupes was like, today you're recording with Super, you're recording with Easy. All right, I was excited. We go into the studio, and then this is what we churned out, you know. So it was like, it's set. It's like, you know, these are the people on the roster. All right, the team out there makes things work. So, you know.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. So what, are you going to work on an album soon?
Yeah.
Again?
Yeah. Sure. There's an album we're working on, and this is part of the singles of the album coming. I don't know when it's going to come. I used to know when it was going to come.
But now things have changed. Things have changed.
I used to know when the album, led to me alone, I dropped an album in March, you know. But right before then, you know, things...
Which means it's ready as you speak.
I would
the
have.
way they talk there, like that, it cook already.
Led to me, and I would have dropped it in March, but now I don't know when. But trust me, whenever it comes, it will be worth it, because the target is going to be achieved. It has to be achieved.
So now, if we want to book you for an event, how does it work?
Yes,
must it go through Def Jam or must go through Benetton Music?
Yes, it definitely goes through Benetton Music. Some can go through, you know, like wherever you contact, we make sure we put it back onto where it's got to go. So, like I told you already, this is a partnership. Benetton Music Group, Def Jam Universal. So, Ghana, the team is able and running. It's just been added up to. So, we have representatives here from Universal and Def Jam, same way. So, it's just a bigger team now, you know. But if the same way, you know, call the numbers, call Chief. You know, we'll use the traditional methods and the international methods. We will achieve same way. So nothing has really changed in that.
For me, I was happy I saw you. Memphis in May.
Mm-hmm.
Wicked.
Crazy.
Wicked. You are performing in Tennessee is like, well, Memphis is like a predominantly white community. And you were going to sell your music from Ghana to them.
Yeah.
What were you thinking?
Oh, they go buy them.
That was what you were thinking.
They go buy them because the people come out with open mind to come and enjoy music. So if you have also been putting in the work on the ground, remember that I travel out a lot and I do a lot. So these are the impacts that will pop out. You know what I mean? Like we here in Ghana, but we can't see all the impacts. So you can realize all the international shows that have been built to play. These are big shows, same way. And it doesn't get there because somebody knows you from somewhere. It gets there because there's been work input. You have the right team on the ground. There's like the communities that I can't say all over here is working. So when I got on stage, you realized they're massive. And that's why I performed the song for the first time.
Therapy.
And I was just blown away. They learned how to sing the song right there. And people know people. So the world is opening up to us. So I'm supposed to wake up by now. You know?
Alarm is waking you up.
You know, like what I'm saying is that like we have to grow, and we are working, so we will see the results. So these are all results of work. It's not just results of buying tombs. Yeah, so.
And immediately you landed press conference.
Absolutely.
Soon afterwards, radio. Then the VGMAs.
Exactly. Then I'm here this morning.
So the VGMAs, when your name was mentioned, no, they didn't even mention your name.
Yeah.
The dancers got on stage.
Yeah.
Then song was playing. One song played. It played for the second time. Then for the third time.
Yeah.
What was causing the delay?
Yeah, I'm sorry, but I don't, honestly, I don't know what was happening in the back, but we all understand live production, stuff happened. I couldn't eventually have my in-ear on. Okay, the plan was, to follow suit what happened, but I don't know, it's just, I don't know how they started like twice. It's technical issues. Maybe I have to ask what really was happening, but eventually we had a good show. And you know that, like, being in the scene, you know that so many things happen when you're producing live events. So as for this one, I think it's really a minor one that people can forgive.
Yeah, because...
Yeah. But actually, the plan was not to come on stage immediately. Exactly. So it worked. Definitely worked. Because, it's been a while I've been on there. So the plan was supposed to make it feel like, I'm back. Yeah.
Okay.
And then all of a sudden,
boom.
So I think that works.
But you know what? Because
people were like, nah.
I was on Twitter, and then I got on Facebook.
Yeah. I saw Sheldon's tweet and somebody else's tweet, like, we'll be like, go come. Yeah. That's the plan.
At that moment, you were on Twitter checking?
No, immediately I got off.
Okay.
You see in the trend. I've been trending for quite some days now.
Okay.
So sometimes I want to read a few things,
right.
and I saw it. But I think it worked, But for me, there's always more room for improvement. Honestly speaking, the venues we have here, we're trying to maximize what we can do in terms of arts, creative with it, and we are trying. To be honest, if God willing, we do get to because we are growing the levels. Maybe one time before you realize, I'm just showing up in the sky somehow,
Man.
So. We'll go manage them.
Yeah. The messages were funny. Like, why Stonebwoy, even I go wearing shirt or what?
You don't know Twitter again. Twitter, I'm a serious place.
Then someone said, Charlie, like either Saturday on the phone, they think. Someone said, why? A shatter asking him not to go on stage, otherwise he'll come there again.
It's really interesting when, there are interesting ones like this, and there are also the toxic tweets that are like not nice.
But if there somewhere like like Ibo.
This one make me laugh. I laugh.
Ibo say what? Ibo say, Charlie.
That was the plan.
Charlie, but me when they started playing for the third time, like Charlie, nah, the boy don't go show up.
I got you. Stonebwoy.
I got you. That the song plays like and after they're singing Rango. They're singing something like, hey, nah.
It worked then. It worked.
Something went wrong.
It worked. Yes. That's the plan.
As he stepped on the stage, someone shout for the back. Charlie, see face, he ball. Hey, yeah.
How?
No, wait. Hold it. Ria, what was your reaction when you got on stage?
No, somebody on Twitter was like, that Shatawale, everybody won, only you too. Why?
Everybody won one. Everybody won one. You alone, 2 songs, 2. You only 2.
So when he finally got, I was like, okay, dude is about to do it. Then he had his performance, and I was like, okay. That's all I kept saying. I was like, okay.
No, I'll take all your reactions on this. No, Kwesi, good morning.
Yeah.
What was it worked. Just per your explanation. If that was the plan, then it really worked.
I mean, I won't lie to you. That is it. I'm supposed to come
What was your reaction when he was not showing up?
Okay, so for me as a creative person, when he was not showing up, I wasn't perturbed of the fact that he's not going to make it.
Okay.
Because I know that it's at such a big event, production of this nature, before artist's image can be displayed in graphics.
It means he's really ready.
with even the people that came to display the acts and all of them exhibiting and all that, it would be a huge of in fact, legal thing if the artist does not even appear. The amount of the legal thing that is involved, showcasing the artist's image, and also even to the audience, it's going to be serious such that the two of them, before exhibiting or showcasing Stonebwoy's image on that, there's likelihood that the young man is at the backstage. But of course, he needs to also prepare our mind. So me, when he was not coming, I said that the young man is preparing our mind to his comeback. And it was epic.
Okay, so that was your
But
thought.
can I say something?
Yeah, sure,
though?
sure.
But you know that sometimes some events happen. The event organizers do not finish negotiation with the artist before they put.
then-
There are some brands. There are some brands you can.
You don't toy with.
No. You don't.
No.
You can't.
Okay,
No,
I was thinking.
because if Stonebwoy takes you to court, he's not going to mention anything less than 100,000 cedis.
100,000.
No, I'm saying
You just
he's
say
not going to
cedis.
mention anything
Also, you say
100,000.
pounds. eh,
So for you to just you understand what I'm saying, and brands are involved, Vodafone is involved,
Yeah,
Tata
for
is
real, for
involved.
real.
Do you know the companies involved? For you to just go and display the person's image without any
Without-
Some
contractual
very big
fulfillment, you
artists
dare?
came to Ghana.
You dare not?
Some very big artists came to Ghana. An international act came to Ghana. And I had the chance to, liaise with some people backstage. And some of the huge artists, including lighting people, were not paid in full, where the negotiation wasn't enough. People, yes.
right,
So I'm telling you, it could be big brand supporting and everything, but we know our country. We know some of these.
I'm not taking
Yeah.
the win from you. There are certain instances where relationships and what have you comes into play
Sure.
with negotiations. So, for example, I know Andy Dusty is my friend. We flew Andy Dusty from here to London for the Ghana Music House UK without any contractual or paperwork of how much am I supposed to pay and what have you. But he was there. You understand? It's not because so. If, for example, Andy could be in London and decide to say that, okay, well, if you guys don't pay me, I'm not going to perform. And within backstage, there can be one or two here and there, despite the fact that he's on the grounds.
Right.
That is what you are setting to. And that could be a different, that there was a relationship. Before you could see any of that happening, there is some amount of relationship that exists within the parties involved.
But given past occurrences, it was easy for everybody to think that, because I mean there's a kind of rocky relationship between VGMA and Stonebwoy as a brand. We don't know what we don't know what have gone
So
on
that was the plan.
back back door. We don't know the negotiation and everything. So everybody's like, okay, are these people really going? Because there's been times where people have even been given awards that they don't show up because they are not cool with VGMA.
That is with Stonebwoy and an international artist.
But would you get why? Would you? But would you get why people would have that thought though?
Oh, they are entitled. They are entitled. And you see, there are kinds of people who enters into any auditorium, or even three. There are the businessmen, there are the general fans who comes to party and
goers.
chill, and then there are technical people who comes to watch event. For some of us, when we go to event, we are technically inclined. We see everything that is happening with a different spectacle. Me, as I'm saying, as Stonebwoy delays from the back, I know that he was preparing our mind for whatever he was coming to do. And it was epic. It was important for him. In fact, that delay was very necessary.
Yeah.
It was a necessary delay because people were like, see Stonebwoy. Everybody, I saw there was one guy sitting by me close to Adam. He was like, what, Charlie? You like the guy that come.
Yeah.
Surely it worked. It worked.
Yeah.
Surely it worked. I mean, I wouldn't lie to anybody because there are people who are involved that you guys know from the back. So if I'm lying about it being a plan, you can cross check. Yeah. That was the plan. And
Martinez,
I think I pulled it off so well enough that I even honestly confused everybody.
Because we are me.
We were
That
all
was
scared.
me. By the time I didn't even tell the band that I wouldn't start singing from when. So even them, that's how come they were like, no, Debbie, yeah.
But
So,
me
but
like
I
this.
back in the I just tell everybody say, After Chief say, "Oh,
No, it will be. Listen,
Was it my plan
you know
I
what?
know.
You see me earlier. Oh, you come.
So I actually made it because if I had told them vividly, you know, go feel real. Everybody felt it.
So even
Me, you know
the
what? You know what?
technical person,
You know
had doubt.
what make a
My
compa?
video guy said, "Hey, Brady, hey, Obi Amani Bufu Okofie."
Eh?
my video guy, I see, I know maybe the bad so that I say, "Hey, Bubu, we don't have me feel so Obi Amani Bufu Ma Okofie." They also won't casabi my head to Obi Okofie. And I'm saying, "Say me now."
No, but me, what
You know.
confused me?
But then me and the School of Performing Arts, they did so well. I really
Oh,
appreciate them.
so
Yeah, I had
those
to
were
beg them
the
from Legon.
okay.
Yeah. And you know, for me, this is how we have to be going. Sometimes we hire the people from the right places so that they can also get involved. So me and them there, we knew where I was gonna come in. I was gonna
But they
come
did
in
so
at
well
a
by
point.
repeating
Yes.
the act over and over. So I was
yeah.
like, Charlie,
You know, it was dicey. You know, I just thank God that we're able to pull it, you know, we were able to make it happen as real as we could. We won't say sometimes I'll be planning at the end, but I'll be planning this, you know. You know, maybe free moment last minute in the crown will be a people close to me crown were not really sure say a bit happen.
Oh, Martinez, did you
Boss,
see it too?
Yes, I saw it. Initially, I thought it was technical challenge, but then I realized probably it's a deliberate move to get people onto speed. So, like he said, it was a plan just to get people wondering. I mean, as an artist coming on stage, there should be, you know, some kind of plan in order to get people into it. So once it worked, that's fine. But initially, I was thinking it would have been a trend if he didn't show up because of what happened last time between himself and VGMA. So probably he's trying to mafia them by not coming. That was what I was thinking.
Me, I conf when it changed. Even when they were singing Rango and the rest, I'm like, hey, Charlie, they've changed the song and still the guy's not showing up. Nah, something is wrong. I nearly went backstage.
Got you.
I nearly went backstage,
But that was
Charlie.
awesome.
Yeah,
though.
thank
You
you,
really
thank you,
did.
man.
Yeah.
I mean, given the venues we have now, I know that many of our arts would love to pull up crazy, you know, entries, but the VGMS last night was dope too. We
But
did
yo,
the
you
most-
gave a
we
great
did the most we
performance.
could. Thank you very much. We
Great
did the
performance. All right, then. People stay on here on Hits 103.9 FM. Stonebwoy is my special guest this morning. Okay, so your new style, it looks like now the target is Afrobeat. Even when you were in Memphis, yes, it's good this has come up. Sorry, you went to Paris.
most. Yeah.
And in an interview, was it on France 24? You mentioned that Afrobeats, it was you and Sarkodie. And in your conversation, Afrobeats was in there. That is the new thing or is the biggest thing now. Would that be your new direction?
Like, since, you know, like, honestly speaking, for me, Afrobeat is a name the world is running with. That it's a name that the global system recognizes material from Africa as, you know, per how they categorize stuff to fit their, you know, their
Market.
yeah, to fit their system and settings, you know. So for me, it's not changing my style to anything different. Like, I'm still Afro dancer or reggae, and I think that all the news outlets from the new engagement has actually stressed on that also. Nothing has changed. It's just, for me, if you say Afrobeat, it is just what the Western world basically sees, how they see everything coming out from Africa. But we are in Africa, we know the different variations. I think that's all there is to it. It's not like everybody is changing to, you know, to anything extraordinary. Because it's the same old music we're doing. It's the same old, when you take the song Therapy, you still hear me do, baby girl, nobody that put me through the stress. When about talk come, all credits to Council right there. And then you come, I love the way you lie to me. Credits to what? Singing. maybe R&B, maybe high life, because that same thing I sang can go on a high life beat. So for me, it's just a name that is representing the lot for us. But you have to also stay true to your craft and know what you represent properly. That's it for me. If Afrobeat comes to play, the definition has to be broadened enough to engulf all the styles and genres coming out from Africa. Because if you go to Ivory Coast, you go to Mali, Burkina Faso, Sidiki, their party is playing his kora and adding things, and so Afrobeat is just the name for me. What it entails is way more than the name that represents it. That's it.
Did you hear or did you see the comments when that statement you made? People felt like they couldn't say anything about Ghana. That okay, this is what we do. At least mention hip life or mention high life.
Oh no, I paid vivid attention to these things. There was 2 interviews on the big platforms in France. The first one lasted less than maybe 5 minutes, so it was quick. We couldn't sum everything up. But the second one with Juliet was Lendia, where we delved really deep down, and that's one of the best interviews that I think we have been given opportunity to actually say what it really is. Kojo Entry dropped even a video in there and spoke about it. And when a question was asked that what is the Ghanaian genre, because the woman really knows Wagwan, she said, okay, probably if you pick, there's Dombolo from Congo, there's something from somewhere, she was specifying the various African, genres, which eventually all are engulfed under the name Afrobeats for the West, to use in their own stuff. So she asked, what is the genre for Ghana? I quickly answered and said, high life. And the high life that I am talking about is the same high life that was named when except the history is lying, that says the people were playing, the name came out of playing for high people in in society. So these high people were what? Were foreigners, were elite, were foreigners all across. Therefore, it influenced the style. So if Sebio, my great-granddad, had his guitar over there, he would make sure he plays what he has as indigenous, and also play something that the guy's ear can catch for what he knows. Because music would have been traveling in and out. Those people would bring a CD, like in real life. Or between the Nyomwa, say, hey, I love you guys. And then people go do a mixture of styles. All I'm trying to say is that high life, actually, if you take it and break it down, there's everything in there. So when Kojo actually showed us a surprise and came, it sealed my.
Oh, he showed you a surprise?
Yeah, on the show.
Okay.
It sealed the whole, debate, as in pick a Kojo song and tell me how futuristic it is not. You have pop in there, you have dancehall in there, you have reggae in there. You can find everything in there, and that is high life. That is high life. So if I'm doing reggae, dancehall, and retete, it's not new to still say that. You see, we are all growing to redefine certain things and carry it on. So for me, if you ask me anywhere in the world, what is the genre of music from Ghana, I'll say high life. But it entails all the other styles. It entails the rap, which is the hip life. It entails the singing. It entails the raga. For me.
I see. You've been in some trolls. When I see them, I laugh. Whenever there's a video of you pop up talking to anyone, there's a voiceover. There's some funny voiceover there. Can't you, my wife? And can't you? I gave it. And where's my wife? I gave it. What's the guy's name? My funny guy.
Yakivi.
Yakivi. The guy about Kubizo.
No, not Kweku Chase. There's another
there's
one.
one popular one. If Yakivi.
Something man. There's another one.
Skinny man.
Skinny man, another funny guy. Wow. And so there was a video of you when you met with Sarkodie, and then he said there was something, and then as he was leaving, you said something to him again, and then
and they made a nice video out of it.
Yeah.
I saw that. I
What was that discussion?
Oh, the discussion, there have been internal artist to artist discussion. It was nothing. It was quick vibe. But if you saw the demeanor, you know it was something patu man vibe, right? And so he managed to get to, I think I'm doggy with you know what I mean? But it was on patupa vibe. I mean that was serious vibe.
What's you guys? What's your relationship now?
Oh, we'll be cool. Oh, right now they will be cool. As far as I'm concerned, right now we'll be cool. Well, I know we they chill for Memphis or everything together.
There was a video of you when you were performing and he and Angel were in there dancing. I jump into it like,
I had to give them shout out and thing, bro. You see the reality there is that's the we'll be cool. No wahala be no day. Me, as far as I'm concerned, now, we've been cool. I've never really had anything against him or anybody, but it's just situations come up where you understand. Yeah, so for now, nothing there.
People think that you are petty sometimes.
Who and who?
Oh, a lot of people. I mean, but people talk. I mean, like, hey, Stonebwoy, they know they lie down to you. Hey, India.
But that's not pettiness.
Well, that's what
that's not pettiness. I don't think I'm petty. People can have opinions of me, which is cool because it's not all of them who would encounter me in real life to get to understand me. So I respect their opinions. But if you give me an opportunity to speak to them who are listening right now, I want to state that I am not petty. I'm the most principled guy. And yeah, that's how I see myself. Also, Janet,
why Bobby Davis soldier?
Father, I be disciplinarian. So I grew off of that. That's just who I can describe as. Everybody around me knows. You know.
How were you punished?
And I'm the most fun guy to be around as well.
How were you punished? The other time some judge came here, I said, "Oh, if they guap me, like
Same way. Yeah, nothing no beat. Everything they beat me some before.
Everything.
You know, like I mean. I'm not saying this in a negative light. I don't want anybody to say, hey, and don't carry the news negatively. We all know we are Ghanaians. I be a Igbe man. Yeah, a Igbe father. You understand?
Good discipline you where.
The type of punishment I take, I take punishment. You understand?
In rare words, you can't define the punishment. Maybe punishment.
What is the worst?
One thing I will always remember. It was my father's birthday on the 6th.
6th what?
Just 2 days ago, and then 9th, 3 days ago.
Okay.
So he wasn't expecting me. Bam, no. Wadakra be paid this way because Bob, pa. I say, I want. This way, I say, you know what I mean? I remember one thing. Miss Sakrano, let me go dry. Oh, do you have a towel in there? Oh, yes, I do. And a couple buy inside. Miss Sakrano. Buy inside and say, the towel now say, oh, there's no towel be anyhow. Joe, the lashes I collect for the shower handler.
Just because you don't get towel.
Just because you lied. Towel no day there. Why you say towel day there?
Charlie.
This is just an example of how, and I'm proud to say that I come from that school. I come from that camp. But I'm the nicest person to deal with. Everybody knows. So I implement that on the work. We deliver, we make sure, and the heights thereof. So apart from that, I'm super nice. Everybody knows that. Those who are close to me, everybody was going to get the chance to. But petty party, I'm Frank meeting, Miss Remo.
I see. So let's stay on that. In this case, if your children, I know how close you are with your children, how much you love them, and times have changed.
Yes,
but still,
same way.
Yeah. So when they go wrong, how will you punish them?
No shaking.
I've seen a video where one of them got angry with the mother, and then you came in like, oh, shame them. Hey, it's just me and you. Yeah. I mean, yes, it happens. But how will you punish if they go wrong?
I mean, it depends. There's categories for what you do, but sometimes you have to change people's mentality first and foremost. That is how they get to stay true. You can't force them to change. You know what I mean? Yes, Anka, the canes we collect, we would have changed quickly. I would spread this to be the general system. You can remember from when we stopped caning students in SSS. So that's like a general Ghanaian thing.
Which me, I don't understand. I don't.
School cry and say no muja show SSS. Until you can understand say abano omde titi na from some time. Maybe a new school for no na. Omde omu nim say ye the cane and the casa. So for me now, no, I'm also new school. My kids are new school, but I'm grateful to have come from the school I did. So I go manage them nicely with my kids so that, you know, you don't overdo it. Sometimes when you overdo we get some classmates where the father go cane if boy come talk to him. Maybe she breaks her first for the, you know. So you can. And I'm just citing that as an example where sometimes you just have to be balanced about how you discipline people.
I'll let my elders come in, but you made a statement that the likes of Sarkodie, Shatawale, and myself. Before the statement you made, now, would you ever call your fans to stop trolling Shatta and Sarkodie on social media?
Andy, yes, I will, to answer your question, but the reality is that it goes 360 with all of us. But what I would really want to address is that some of the ones get too personal. It is if it's an agenda, then it's dangerous. That let us pour sand in everybody's gari. Then it goes 360. It affects all of us. I don't know if my telling them to stop will suffice. But speaking as the Beam Nation president, I know my fans are not ridiculous. To be honest, they're not ridiculous like it's total opposite. Now no. They speak from what is actually, you know, like if you pick, I think if you pick 10 of my hardcore fans, 7 of them would actually be very constructive with the criticism where they have it plain. And maybe 3 of them will go overboard, like us in trying to go too hard, you know. So we all do get the trolls, but generally I think we should understand that these things do affect people a lot. I mean, they are not things we're supposed to be used to. It's not natural to be used to insults. That people would say you're an artist, you should be used to that. Come on, you know, you are human. So I just beg the community, the Twitter community especially, that you know, the other ones that would come off of like, oh, somebody said yes, you see my trousers are the VGMA, serious trousers they are put on. Those ones, it's nice, it's funny, and if you're going to
what did they say? Also yes, right?
No, there and also
we can't.
So that me buy, you know. I'm a comment here. Or say or the overcatch and embassy said this was yes. And I said, you know, so. It's funny, it's interesting. And there are ones too that they would pick up on the reality and question and ask. But the ones that I chance upon the most are the misconstrued ones, which is really not good, because those ones are just, it's too bitter, you know. Twitter would operate, but the one that is too much, no dear, please, let's stop those things.
So in this case, would you want to sit down with Shatta and Sark if something of the sort can be minimized?
I know I made the input initially.
No, it's good though, but what I'm asking is, I mean, for you, do you think it would be appropriate now? I'm checking your countenance and you feel a bit uncomfortable.
No, come on now.
Okay, so do you think it would be appropriate? Do you think you may want to do that?
Do we have to have a meeting before probably addressing and speaking to issues like this? I don't think we do have to have a meeting, because everybody's timing is different. But the core subject is we should actually, you know, amplify the fact that some people can get sued. Some of the things you can say to another artist, if they have your time, they can carry you on. So that's you're on your own. You could probably be doing that in my name, in Shatta's name, in Sark's name. But then it goes beyond the circus that it's supposed to be within. If you feel like you have an evidence of something that I said that requires a troll or whatever, then you place it on, then it's very constructive. But if it's not constructive and you go and amplify, and this also goes to some of our some of our media men too. Like when you amplify these things out of the box, it goes a long way to not help the industry at all. Because imagine we have 1 hour. We'll spend 40 minutes on the controversial, amplified stuff. We are not doing ourselves any good. So if I do meet with them or they meet with us, fine. But we do not have to meet before addressing. Because I see it a lot of times. I see tweets where Shatta would mention Stonebwoy and Sark fans there. We say, yeah, we all see that still. So people are addressing it differently from different angles. And this is how I will address it too, that let's be constructive with the things we say on social media and think 360, because we are living within the confines of laws as well, where you realize it is so detrimental so much that they can take you on. People don't really know these things.
Do you reach out to somebody like Shatta? If he puts out a tweet like that, would you reach out to him back door and say, yo, this thing is...
No, I don't engage.
Really?
I don't engage like that.
Cry. So what, you just give it a blind eye and...
You see it and that's it, because I don't think it's worth the time and all the energies, because we are all busy, including he himself. It's just that he's found some 2 minutes to do that. He will go back to being busy. So we just, get over it. And to me, it's not even about the artists themselves. As for artists, we are 111. But the masses that we control, and the masses that are there, that are our audience, this is what the plea I just mentioned is what I'm saying. That we're all humans. Either ways, we all get trolls, we all get insults, but let us keep it very constructive.
You had come under some serious backlash lately about something about what you came back with a press release that you are not promoting Bitcoin, or what was it about? I think there was a release you made. Yeah. What was it about?
It was about a tweet that I made that was read into from different perspectives, with some of the readings being very outrageous, where I've had to hold a lengthier conversation with Bridget O2, who sparked up a certain conversation off of her own, she sparked up a certain conversation of the tweet, and then we went back and forth. And that was how it blew into, something else where everybody was also feeding in different perspective. And I'm a Ghanaian, so I understand the various perspectives. So the needful was to detach and make them know what they are trying to pin me to is not what it is, because I'm not an ambassador to anything, for anything. I only, honestly, as Twitter is a place and social media is a place to communicate, I only found out something that I read about, and then I put a tweet. So the press, if it's press or whatever I put over there, it states everything cleanly. So it's still on Twitter. You can find it. I just detached from what they were pinning me to, which was not correct. If it was, why not? But it's not. So I had to.
Stonebwoy is my special guest in the studio, and we're having a talk. Forgive if your your messages are not ready yet. I've seen plenty comments and some people have also started the rare.
Just like I said,
it's
once it's constructive, then then we can talk.
On Friday, Doreen Avio hosts Daybreak Hitz. So, because I've started a new show called The Library, where it's like we get into school and educate about our music, get into the ins and outs and how it was created.
Perfect.
On Fridays at 10 a.m. Perfect. So Doreen did an interview with Kobe Che, and Kobe made a statement that I want you to listen. Okay? Check this out.
Not helping is the fan base. I know the fan base are doing well, but the trolling is too much sometimes on social media. The energy that these fan base are supposed to use, they're supposed to channel the energy in pushing the artist. So, for instance, let's say Stonebwoy wins BET. Fans of Shatawale or Sarkodie who don't belong to that clique of fan base or that fan base of Stonebwoy will now say that, oh, agenda. You see them
in times like this, I cannot cope now. You are going now. When me a tabo strength, me no strength from the gym. I'm talking strength from within.
The fact that even though yesterday Stonebwoy made that announcement, you haven't really seen his fan base, even talking about it or, promoting it on social media.
Yes, the fan base are supposed to, because they are also part of the machinery of the artist. Sometimes when it is about negative, you see these fans will make sure that they trend the artist number one on Twitter. You click the hashtag and it's all insult. Oh, enko babia, enko babia, oh, enko babia.
Hitz FM 103.9.
You came here, and I think you were with Mercury Quay and the Don. I was thinking that this was a good call, but it looks like you took a different side.
No, I didn't take a different side. I listened to what I heard and I gave my submission accordingly. What you just played is a different part of what I heard right here, seated in the same seat.
Okay.
For what he said, I support him 100%. And I've been saying this too. Kobiche knows me personally and I know him personally. He is a friend of the industry. He is one of my favorites. For the tape you played for me right now, 100% I support him. We've all been speaking against this. If you're not going to help to amplify the good that somebody has done or the progress they've been able to chalk, don't form an agenda to fight it down at all cost. Guess what? I stand in a better position as a victim, in quote. Likewise, all the other artists too. So we feel it even better and even more because we are the ones who face that. It really feels a way when you chalk a certain progress out of hard work and you find out that there's an agenda to massively turn that around because it is you. I'm not the only one who faces that. He also made a very vivid point. Stonebwoy signs to Def Jam. Then the attention from some other people would go on to some other artists and be trolling them that you know if you do this, you know if you do that, you know if you do that. When they could have used that same energy to push whatever the good news is so that would open different doors for other people too. But it's not going to begin now. It's been there. So this is something that we are all trying to find ways around because different agenda groups have different interests and they are gain thereof. So some people may never stop because of what they are gaining from whatever agenda they set. But is it not interesting to know that you cannot rise by stepping somebody down? Because the time that you use to create your progress, you are using it on somebody else. So then, Kobiche is right. But the next follow-up question, and the one I heard over here, which I also provided my submission, was that he was in affirmative to Dorina view of the fact that he would say that the PRs of Sak, myself, Shatta, and many more Ghanaian artists is weak. So when he said that, that was when I concluded, I summarized it to be that if it is weak today, we are all growing. So tomorrow it could be strong. But another thing is that the common masses don't know what PR is. What is PR in these terms? I would simplify it on a shallow level to be that it is when news is sent to the masses, when people can hear what you're saying, like there's information about you to them. That's how I simplify it to be. And therefore, if Kobiche, who's a media personnel as well,
and probably a PR,
good, sits anywhere and says or agrees to the fact that Ghanaian musicians' PR is weak, then that is weak PR for us on its own. Assuming Kobiche had negated to the fact that, their PR is strong, the general masses, I tell you, if there are 100 people, would believe it.
But what if he's telling the truth?
Hold on, I'm coming. That is part of the PR as well. We have to make sure it works. And what he's saying, honestly, I think where he stands now as a PR person should do everything that he can to make sure we're still growing. We're in the good light. If you say we have weak PRs, I don't believe we do. We're doing the best we can to the level of our knowledge. So I would disagree to the fact that we have bad PRs. So if you ask me, I wouldn't stand by that. That's it.
Hits 103.9 FM. Martinez.
Boss.
We'll soon cross over to Ivory Coast. And I would want Stonebwoy to share his experience meeting the Godfather, Alpha Blondy.
Oh, okay. Andy, first, let me start with the VGMA. Yes, I must say I'm very happy to see you back. I mean, the performance you gave on the 9th was super, and I'm happy for your union. You've won Best Reggae and Dancehall Artist again. I think this is the 5th time.
6th time.
6th time. Wow.
Ain't no stopping anytime.
That's great. You've proven you are really doing well. You are a hard worker when it comes to the game. You are experienced, and I followed you from 2009 when you came into the scene. Yes, Onumade being one of my hits, as well as Submarine and Climax. Wow. And ever since you got the space,
Grade 1.
Yes. You've proven that you really deserve that recognition you have. And so for me, I also understand from the angle that for some time you've been off the VGMA platform, so your entry was actually planned to create some level of, suspense or conversation, and it worked, as you said. And so I'm happy. I like your energy on stage, which we saw that very night. I think you and Samini have something in common when it comes to controlling the band with your energy. And so I give it out to you on that. And then with the Def Jam, I would say you are the only Ghanaian artist representing us over there. And based on your effort, that will open more doors for others to be signed, which I believe you will not fail us. I think it will help push your music to certain audience that probably you were trying to get them listen to it or hear it. And so I believe that with the call you made concerning Sarkodie and Shatawale, that if they have platforms like that, like what you have now, you'll be able to get to that global stage you guys want to. I think it's a good call. And for me, I see it as a unity we've been talking about in the industry, because meaning that you care about them and you've raised certain concern to, for us to pay attention to. And so for me, I believe that the therapy is a new wave, which you said from the records, you have to come up with something different from the usual Stonebwoy. But then we are still going to have the Ghanaian feel. We are still going to have the Stonebwoy factor. And that alone, I'm very happy about that. I'll end by saying that with what Kobe Chase said, probably maybe the point he was trying to make didn't get to you, or maybe people actually didn't understand it very well. I think I agree with him from the angle he was coming from, that probably some of it's all about media, like maybe how the media handle some of the issues around you guys, so it goes a long run to affect you. I think that's the angle he was coming from. That if you guys have a strong PR team, to him, you think that would have, be able to work on some of these things, so that probably certain communications out there wouldn't be that against. But in all, it's all good for the industry. And,
right.
I believe going forward.
When you talk about PR and things in Ghana, it's really shaky. So that's why I'm coming up from that tangent. And I know Kobe knows I'm not against Kobe. I'm not the opposite. I'm not a contender here about who is right and who is wrong. No, me and Kobe share the same opinions when it comes to stuff. You see, the other part of the tape is genuine, and what I'm saying is that we've gotten to a level where we cannot afford to be washing our dirty linens in public.
That's true.
Because Kobe himself, he is a big person on that level. So, if, as Doreen asked, he has a right to express what his truth is. But his truth as who he is also PR.
Okay.
So if his truth doesn't add to his brothers who are moving in a certain light, it would take away from us. That's all I'm saying.
Well, before Ria and Enes come in, these are very important questions I've seen on social. Let me quickly get on Twitter. At Experience Ijula says, and the question to Stonebwoy, what are the things he did right to place his brand to the top? That's number one.
PR.
Number two, how does he deal with falls in music when his music isn't doing well at a particular period?
How does it deal with what?
Please listen carefully.
Okay.
It says, how does he deal with falls in music when his music isn't doing well at a particular period?
False.
As in if the music is not performing well, as probably you expect it to be.
Yeah.
It says, how do you handle that? How do you deal with that?
I think it comes to the game. Like, you can't plan everything and have it go the way it is. Some of the biggest songs we've had are not the songs most often we put our eyes on. So vice versa. So when it comes that way, you just gather the experience that comes out of that you get as the outcome and know how to step it the next time.
Yeah.
Yes. First off, I would just like to say congratulations on your new signage. You've really made us proud. I mean, not all Ghanaians. I mean, as Martinez was saying, like I think you're the first Ghanaian to be signed.
Grow up.
So
with a deal like this.
Yes. So I would like to say congratulations, and I don't hope, because I know what you have done, and I know you're going to continue the good work. It's just more flesh being added to your work, more PR, more embellishments. So I just know that you're going to do us proud. My question goes back to when you and Sak became close again. You guys, not close, I don't know the relationship now, but you guys are in talking terms again. When that conversation happened, was there any regret that, okay, I mean, I wouldn't call the situation trivial, but at the end of the day, something that was not so, I don't know how it hit you, so much important, made you guys fall out? And it wasn't a good scene, or it wasn't something that was nice for us, the fans, to hear. Yeah. And had your, like what you were talking about, how your fans going at it again. So like, how did it affect you, and how was the conversation like? Was there regret, or was there, okay, you did this, I also did that, so let's hash it out?
There was no conversation.
There was no conversation.
Exactly.
So you guys decided, you met each other and you're like, okay, let's hash it out. Like, there's nothing going on anymore.
There was no conversation at all. We just, you see, that's the reality.
Okay.
Everything you guys saw just happened, and that's it. Amen. So that's, you see, so that's why I said that pettiness from the beginning. We were men. We didn't even discuss it.
Andy was saying something about pettiness, and you didn't like the fact that he called you petty. But
that he addressed the issue petty. He's not calling me petty.
Okay. Fine. But do you realize that some of these occurrences that have gone on, like Angel getting hit, VGMA, the whole gun incident and stuff like that. I think was it Xylophone Music too? There was a situation way back that there was a gun situation again. So people see you, excuse me to say, as angry, like you have anger issues, temper issues.
You see, this question, if you ask me a million times, I'll just smile about it and move on. You know, the media actually loves what they want to say.
Yeah.
And it becomes a narrative that people easily believe.
Yeah.
You may not be able to prove yourself otherwise until people encounter you in person. I tell you, all these guns issues and all these ones, they are not the way they seem.
Exactly. That's why what I was trying to say.
Yeah, allow the gentleman to answer.
The man is trying to
And the man is trying to speak.
No, you see, I was just because I wasn't allowed to land too with my question.
But allow him. He says he's just answering.
I didn't finish my question.
They'll blow
because
it out
I am not trying to say that he's angry. He's an angry person. It's like in what he's trying to say was even the question I was even about to ask.
Allah, you, it doesn't matter.
You get
Allah.
It's important that she lands because these are.
I didn't finish my question.
You didn't finish.
I didn't finish my question. Exactly.
Okay, question.
So I was just trying to say that the media is trying to paint you.
God bless you for that.
As an angry
Thank
person.
you.
That's
see,
what
that's
I was
why she should
trying
have
to
landed.
say.
Let me repeat what you said. The media is trying to paint you as an angry person.
And
God
my
bless
question
you.
is, how are
God
you
bless
dealing
you.
with it? And how are you trying to clean
Thank
your
you.
image in the media?
Thank you. So I will tell the media to stop trying. I love your question. Oh. The whole world will ask me as Empa. You said the media.
So come on for you. Get
I got you. I'm sorry. I've got it. That was jokes. I like how you put it. Thank you for being very honest. Like the media is trying to paint me as don't paint. The paint you use it to paint some building. You don't paint. It's not true. You know what I mean? Like I heard something. So I'm grateful that masses out there, the media is trying to. And how am I going to clean it?
What
It's
are
too much.
the steps
Hold
you're
on.
taking
It's too much work to want to clean something that is not true. What is there to clean in the first place?
No, I'm not saying clean as in the sense of.
No, I
going
get
on
what I'm
the-
saying.
yeah,
So
but
what do I
are
clean
the
in the first
necessary
place?
steps? Because I mean, this is some of the PR we are talking
That's
about.
what I'm saying. If the media is trying to push, then they should stop pushing because that's not it. That's all I can say. How am I supposed to clean something that's not there? How am I going to start to clean?
You see, it's like people are carrying a certain narrative that is not true, and you are an international brand right now.
All right, my dear.
Okay.
The truth will always come out eventually.
Because people will not understand. People will say, okay, it's just Ghanaian media. But, you know, some of these big brands do research on your background. Before. I mean, there's so many times that people go to airports and they try to run.
And these people, and I've been there.
Background.
I've been there. I'm there. I'm still there.
Okay.
And these people don't really, sometimes, they know the truth. These people, the same people that are watching, how do you think they're able to ignore certain things? It's not everything I say. Within that period of the heat, there was a movement I was speaking that would have, that news would have, please are you hearing me?
Yeah, I'm listening.
Within the heat of some of the controversies, there was a movement I was speaking that would have been hugely affected. Guess what? When I got into the meeting, the boycotted it and said, listen, if you think I'm going to talk about that, Obroni Power, I'm not going to talk about that.
Straight.
I know how the media does. Leave it.
Okay.
It was my worry for the whole time. But when I sat in the meeting, Brony no, minim say, in sense, I'm not no. Or no, try me say, leave that out. I know you. Or who many you knew that we were going to talk about. Yeah, leave that. We know how it goes. It is a hand ABI into me now, but train who no crana. A bit to me, I say, but a bit no more trasa levels into so almost gauge. Almost tias now the foreigner rather understands the dynamics, and that's what you're saying. So the news, what can help me is the news making sure they have constructive evidence to be able to pin proper when they're trying to spread a certain narrative. You know, when they're trying to spread a certain narrative, That's all I said in the beginning. Once it's constructive, then we can all know. But if it's not, then what am I going to clean? What am I defending? Then you just use the silence is golden method so that when it comes to pass, the truth particles would now bubble out.
Kwesi?
Yeah, I get it.
All right, Stone. It's always difficult getting you because of work. So whenever I meet you,
You have to throw bombs.
I try as much as possible to come to business. Let's go back to money matters.
It's a musical shop.
Yeah, I want us to go deep into this one for the younger generation that are coming. Growing up, when artists are being signed on, the remuneration package of it is actually our sense of excitement. We see people, we actually blush with that. I've been signed with this, I've been done with that. I remember somebody said the package involved. Now, in this particular deal of Def Jam and all that, what exactly, in your own words, what is the package? As an artist, is it monetary gain or is it for something else? That's my first question.
Yeah.
Number two, I want to understand from you the various synergies that have been put in place for your music regarding to this Def Jam deal. Because I see Universal Music as one, which is global. And then under Universal Music, I see Def Jam, I see 0207, and I see there's also one in London.
Yeah, and one in America.
Also, now,
in Europe.
I want you to partition them.
Yeah.
Specifically, what role are these various synergies playing around your music now?
Yeah.
in terms of Universal Music, one. In terms of Def Jam, two. In terms of, even with Def Jam, we have Def Jam Africa,
and
and
Def
then we
Jam-
have the Def Jam,
America and-
all that.
yeah.
And then we have the one also in UK, headed by a Ghanaian, also giving you support. What is this about? Can you really open it up?
Thank you.
Let's see what it is and the monetary values of them.
Thank you. I think the presser that was released, if you check on the pages, I might have to repost, detailed it gave a clear detail of the roles or what the names we've mentioned are going to be doing. Okay. Simply put, these are going to be my representatives globally. Def Jam Africa would see to my African movement. Def Jam US will see to my US movement. 0207 Def Jam in UK would also see to my UK. Afro Force will see to my movement in Europe. So this tells you what sort of deal it is. This is a global deal.
Okay.
This is a partnership, Burniton Music Group and Universal Music Group. So all these companies are affiliates of the mother company, which is Universal Music Group globally.
Okay, so who controls the music distribution? From which source? So if you drop you drop a song now, who does the distribution across the world?
Globally is Def Jam.
Def Jam.
Yeah.
Working under Universal.
Yes, Def Jam working under. It's Def Jam. Universal.
Def Jam's
Def
like the
Jam
mother.
Africa. Def Jam is the mother, so it's Def Jam that's going to be doing all this one with their various hubs in different places, but it's Def Jam.
Okay, the last time I had a little chat with you about this one, you reiterated that the downloads specifically have not actually proven strong financially. The last time I engaged you, in terms of the monetary values, we see the numbers.
Here in Ghana, right?
Exactly. We see the numbers like 27 million streams, and then you do the rare calculations. You see it's somewhere close $15,000, $10,000, which is not even inadequate to be able to produce a music video. At this particular stage of your career now, what is the definitions of downloads with you in terms of monetary values? Are they paying now as an artist?
The thing is, the more the streams, definitely the more the money increases. But the business behind which platform pays is always different, a conversation, because maybe on some platforms 1 million streams would amount to this amount. I don't see how my engagement with I don't know how that is going to be catered for now. Maybe because of the powers that be, they will do probably a certain form of renegotiation, whatever. But I think these things are standard, irrespective. There's a standard fee that all these platforms like the Spotify and those ones pay to whoever, So I don't. If I'm answering right, the more the numbers, the more the pay. But here in Ghana, so our streams or our plays definitely remains. I think it's remained the same. If it hasn't improved a little bit, we hardly get income from the plays and the streams. We hardly get the adequate income from here, so that I think remains the same.
Okay, let me let you off before the last two questions quickly. As a stakeholder of this music industry globally, and for our future, what is it two things that you can possibly mention now on the table as two major factors for us to resolve Gumroad problems in terms of the music royalty systems that we have? Two major points from where you have traveled around the world. What do you say as the number two things currently that needs to be done to salvage the royalty situations in Ghana? Two things.
I honestly, I think is bare. We have to work in hand with the global standards and the modern ways of being very transparent with how the monies are collected and distributed. That's first and foremost. And set up the organization well and have it run so that musicians will see their money's worth. As far as I'm concerned, it's to me, it's as simple as the transparency is what we are concerned about, because we don't really know how it really goes on properly.
But I have a problem. Whenever there is active elections procedures, these concerns, some of you are not available to reiterate these concerns and be part of the because of the organizational structure. For example, recently there was an election to elect Gumroad members. I was hoping to see majority of you guys showing face, making sure that you contribute to the structure.
Yeah, I think it's because I think it is because we've lost hope, and we've not really been, it's not really been attractive for us to get to know, what goes on in that. So with what you have said is very true. You can only be involved to make a change. So we will try to get more involved. Somebody like myself, I've tried a few times, but I realized that so I will continue to pay attention to. I'll continue.
All right.
To,
We are ending, Charlie. In fact, I wish we would continue, but I'll catch you on another side.
Which side?
I'm going to catch you on my YouTube channel.
For sure, they're available.
Yeah, man. I'll let you go, but remember that there was some issue about taxes. Remember the taxes issue came up. You guys were engaged by the Creative Arts Agency. You remember some time ago. Now, recently I did an interview with Honorable Krikumanti, and he said government must start taxing YouTubers.
The thing there, the little idea I know about it is that everything is taxable. If government won't tax it, it's taxable. But how we go feel okay to pay the tax too is another thing. If we're not making real monies from where you are taxing us as creatives, then we can't even get the money to pay. So government is right to tax anything that they feel like they can tax. They can tax. Every time I say tax, they can tax. That one there is for sure.
But when you play shows, when you perform, are you taxed?
Yeah, some of the shows I play here, they take away the tax from it, and up to now, some of the shows cannot provide me the tax for me to also go and show the tax.
The invoice,
the withholding tax for me to go and show. So that's
really
at the camp. With the creative side now, I think we will need more education and we need help. Like I'm saying, I'm available to offer my time and get to do business with the GRA to be able to help conscientize so that we can still structure how, because we our side there, the structure for the taxing level there 0.0. So we need, because I can speak for myself. I know that tax has to be paid. But nothing they come in like that, nothing. If you come and see the reality in the thing, you realize that even GRA will give us money to go and chop.
Our songs are the most requested for on Music Box, right? On Music Box with DJ Black.
Music Box Award.
Sen Adibai.
Semana Pai.
Before we wrap up, I want you to do a hero for me.
Yeah, but I beg, I want to ask a question too, if I can. So all this radio airplay, you probably give us money.
No, to Gamro. No, yes, because they take it from us.
So I go fit past the Gamro there, right?
Oh, they are only on my semao. We do our part. Hey, they're done. This is your question. No, come.
Because please, I want that narrative to also stop.
Yeah, it's very, very important.
We know say
because they don't work with Gamro and he works with Hitz FM. In fact, he champions.
Your money there, you can't collect yet.
Hey, every day can't collect.
Big.
I guess he big like how much?
Okay.
Double figures.
Like how much? Double figures like how much?
Oh no, you see, he be private, so I know if you put that.
But he will come and put it out.
That's his prerogative.
But for the records, it's important Stonebwoy on this account goes to Gamro this morning and pick that money.
Yes, you can even say Andy.
Because you
go
are
and pick
town.
it up
But
for me.
it's not supposed to.
A few weeks ago, Chami Kwame came to pick his,
No, it was big.
Boss, is that how it's supposed to be? I'm sure. I think it's not supposed to be. So sorry, Anna could use
In fact,
for now.
No. I think
I'm aware
think
that they tried to get in touch.
No. The person may kind of say. I if I'm wrong, but I'm sure say and yes, sorry, I could use Gamro. It's supposed to be planned. If it be
so
quarterly,
what's the procedure?
Say you pay quarterly or you pay monthly.
Twice in a year. According to the copyright law, you're supposed to pay twice.
Exactly.
So after any
imagine I keep walking into the place every day, say I'm going to collect my money.
But your money not being for the first quarter being collected.
They make come say any idea say ufi say me koji misika o Gamro.
No, what I'm saying is that anytime you hear there's a distribution, you have yours there. You have to go.
So must he go there or he must be contacted?
No, with what Stonebwoy is even asking, what he means is that from the international practice,
Never say, oh, sorry.
the artist email.
But
that-
don't you have an account? You can easily
As soon as that.
From-
And they say, "Oh, be-
But you have your account. Don't you have your account
And
details
then
with
my
them?
account and not check it.
Straight.
There's also one thing that you can do when you're updating your records. You can tell them pay it into this
account.
account, and they'll pay it for you.
But
if
if
you
you
don't
want
get
to
the
be,
instructions-
until me check your account.
Maybe I go check it.
And I will let them pick up.
I know they pick up.
Me no, we are quiet. Charlie, we don't go there.
This is Hits.